Molly Mitchell Spearman, a 1972 graduate of Hollywood High School in Saluda County, received her Bachelor of Arts in Music Education from Lander University, a Master of Arts in Education Supervision from George Washington University, and an Education Specialist degree from the University of South Carolina. She began her 42-year career in education as a choral director at Gilbert High School in Lexington District 1, and then as a music teacher in Charles County, Maryland. Upon returning to South Carolina, she taught elementary music before moving into administration as an assistant principal. In 1993, Mrs. Spearman was elected to serve as state representative for District 39, which spans from Saluda to Gilbert, a position she held for 6 years. During this time, she was named Legislator of the Year by the American Legion for championing education and children's issues. In 1999, at the request of State Superintendent Inez Tenenbaum, she accepted the position of Deputy Superintendent for the South Carolina Department of Education, serving as the legislative liaison and later Chief of Staff. In 2004, the South Carolina Association of School Administrators selected Mrs. Spearman as their executive director. For 10 years, she led the organization through tremendous growth and modernization, expanded SCASA's public education advocacy impact, and worked with the superintendent's affiliate to create the profile of the South Carolina graduate. She also served as the chair of the state executive directors groups for both the National Association of Elementary School Principals and the National Association of Secondary School Principals. In 2014, she was elected as South Carolina's 18th State Superintendent of Education. For 2 terms, her administration team led the adoption of new academic standards, delegated over $200 million for new school construction in the neediest districts, and supported 3 districts through state management, and shepherded the consolidation of 15 small districts. During her tenure, she also served as president of the Council of Chief State School Officers. In 2022, Mrs. Spearman was awarded the Order of the Palmetto. She is the recipient of honorary degrees from Francis Marion University and Coastal Carolina University, as well as numerous awards for her civic work and leadership on behalf of children and public education. An advocate for student leadership, Mrs. Spearman is the former president of the South Carolina American Legion Auxiliary, director of Palmetto Girls State, national chairman of Girls State Committee, and director of Girls Nation. Since the end of her term as State Superintendent of Education, Mrs. Spearman has served as an ambassador for the John Maxwell Leadership Foundation.
Please welcome to the stage the Honorable Molly Mitchell Spearman.
Thank you so much. This morning, for a couple of hours, I was doing one of my favorite things. If you know me well, you know that I was on my 360 lawnmower. I was mowing grass and at home in Saluda, and I was thinking so much because I really was cutting grass our house sits there now, but it was an old pasture where when I was a little girl, my mama would send me to get the cows up about dinner time. And the paths that the cows walked are covered now with grass, but still sweet memories. And I thought to myself, how in the world could a little girl who was getting up the cows barefooted in her brother's hand-me-down clothes, a few hours later be getting dressed to come to a black tie event for this special honor? And it is through the grace of the good Lord. And Jarita, I agree with you so much, and our remarks are similar because it really is for me based on faith, family, education, service. That foundation was laid for me by my grandmother and my parents, who not only just said to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and your neighbor as yourself, but they lived that out for me, and I saw that every day when I was growing up. When I entered my school in Saluda County, I had great teachers all the way. I could name them all, but didn't realize there were a lot of things that we didn't have in our rural school until I went off to college at Lander. And I appreciate my Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Randy Botnight, by being here tonight from Lander. I realized there that I wanted to be a music teacher, but I never had a music teacher in my school. And that really set a goal for me that I later had a chance to have an impact on that. In high school, I added to my family when I went to Girls State. And Girls State has meant so much to me during my life, and some of my dearest friends are there in working with that group. Then I went off to Lander, and after Lander, I met the love of my life, Bill, who's here tonight, my sweet family, who supported me along the way, and I appreciate it so much, and my dear children, Mitchell and Katie and Lee, and my two precious granddaughters, Molly, Brooke, and Marilyn. That's what life's about, and I'm so thankful that you all could be here tonight to share this with me. After college, I started teaching music. Bill and I lived all over the country, and I had so many wonderful relationships with educators all across this country, and really learned what wonderful people educators are and how they give every day and sacrifice, and their goal is to impact lives. And so many friends there. Later, I had a chance to go and serve in the state legislature, and had a new family of friends of education and the best friends of education. Then this woman, Inez Tenenbaum, offered me a job that changed my trajectory and my career, changed my professional career, and I'll never, ever be able to repay Inez for that. All the wonderful people that I've worked with at the Department of Education, sometimes those folks, those state employees and even federal employees get a tough accolades, but they really are dedicated public servants, and I've been so honored to work with you over the years. And then came the chance to be the director of SCASA and work with Beth Phibbs and Hannah and all the staff, and Quincy now is there. And SCASA just opened the world for me of again, how important strong leadership is, and how a great principal in a school and a great superintendent can change the whole culture of a school and a district. And just some of my dearest friends who have worked there in education. And then I tried to find somebody to run for state superintendent of education. Nobody would agree to do that, and it was me. And I ran, and so many of you in the room were responsible for helping me make that decision and praying with me through that, and who voted for me, gave campaign donations, whatever you did. Some of you may not have voted for me. That's okay too. But I appreciate you so much. And then I had a chance to work with the best team I think ever. Ellen, excuse me. I know you got a great team too, but I loved my team there at the department, and thank you for being here tonight and helping me, always lifting me up and making me look good when y'all really were the brilliant people in the room and caring folks. So those relationships were so important. And then when I retired, another opportunity that I could never dream of came to me, and that's working with the Maxwell Foundation. Our ambition and our mission is to add value to leaders who multiply value to others. And I'm just so honored that they're here tonight with me to celebrate. And we believe and support public education so much. It's very, very similar to the South Carolina Education Leadership Foundation. And thank you for this award. And thank you for what you do, because you help the donors for that foundation make sure that we in South Carolina are always developing new good leaders to be ready to take over and to do this wonderful thing called public education. So I thank you for this award. It's very humbling. It's very humbling to see you in the room tonight, that you've come a long way away from your families to be here to celebrate with us. And to close, I'll say I think of Mother Teresa. When she received an award, she one time said, you know, I'm just a little tiny pencil in the hand of a mighty God. And that's how I feel, because I know that the opportunities that I have had have been by the grace of God, that He called me and allowed me to serve in education and in public service and to make a little small dent, an impact in this world. And we'll keep on going because, you know, as they say, we've come too far to just go this far. Let's see how far we can go. Let's see how far the pencil lead will stay there, and I guess we'll keep on working till the cows come home. So thank you.